Hey guys, Olivia and I are out here at Black Mesa State Park near Kenton, Oklahoma. And we're camping out here tonight and going to do the state high point hopefully in the morning. They're forecasting thunderstorms overnight, so we'll have to see how that goes. But that's what we drove out here for. That's the plan. I just thought I'd give you a quick view around the state park, tell you a little bit about it, and then hopefully we'll be hiking in the morning. So this is the main camping area. These are trailer sites up here and tent sites a little farther down the hill. We're staying up here tonight just in case it does rain a bunch. We're not getting a bunch of water running down into our tent. There's more tent sites back in those trees over there, and there in the middle of the shot are the bathrooms. They do have showers here. There are a few more tent sites up the hill, and they have one very small lake just past these sites. Not a whole lot of water. They do have a small playground with some swings and a merry-go-round and some old tires and things like that. But it's really quiet out here, really pretty. We got some good weather for now. It's in the low 70s, and just listening to the birds. There's lots of deer and rabbits and things like that. So we're checking all that out. I'm gonna get some food and probably go to bed pretty early tonight and wake up early in the morning. Hopefully we don't get rained out for our hike. I should also mention that these trailer sites, at least while we're here, are $25 a night, and the tent sites are $14 a night. And the actual hike is about 25 miles or so from here. So I'll have to wake up and drive in the morning. And it's kind of a unique drive on your way in. There's just open range pasture that you're driving through, so there's cows all in the road. Having to stop for them, honk, get them out of the way. It's kind of a neat experience, but pretty nice little state park. We're going to enjoy our time here, and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. We made it to the nature preserve, and we're at the trailhead. So here in just a few minutes we're going to start hiking. Going to take a quick look around right up here by the trailhead and head out. Well, it did rain last night. Actually stormed for quite a while. You do have cell phone signal at the state park, and so I was able to check the radar, and we were pretty much in the red and orange for a while. It was raining really hard, and but we made it. Didn't get too windy or too crazy. Just a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, and some hard rain. So definitely not dusty out here this morning. A little bit muddy. Seeing quite a bit of standing water all the way around. It's really cool this morning. It's in the mid 60s right now, and the birds are chirping, and Olivia's happy, and that makes me happy. That is Black Mesa, by the way, and we're just skirting around the bottom of it until we get toward the other side, and then gonna go up all at once. I think it's about 600 feet in elevation gain. So we're about a half mile in. It's 4.2 miles from the trailhead to the summit marker, and like I said, I believe it's about 600 feet in elevation gain, and we're going up to a total of 4,973 feet to the Oklahoma State High Point. See that rabbit? Saw that turtle on our way in. This is our first other wildlife we've seen out here. There were a bunch of deer at the state park. Lots of cows. Here's some of the black rock that give Black Mesa its name. When you're driving in from the other direction, the mesa does look black. It's pretty neat. Definitely cool lava rock. And it's just scattered all throughout this lower area. But actually up in the mesa you can see the black rock. That's all the clouds back to the east from the storms we just had. It just quit raining about the time we got up, about 6:15, 6:30, something like that. Just stopped raining. Then you look back this way, back to the west, and beautiful blue skies. I thought I remember reading about fire out here earlier this year. There's definitely a burn section down at the bottom of the mesa. Not sure quite how extensive it is. It doesn't look too big right here where we're at. Mile marker 2, and made a turn toward the mesa. We've been running parallel with it, and I think we're about to start our ascent. You can definitely see the black in the rock a lot more over here on this side. And I know I mentioned earlier that it is a 600-foot elevation gain. Just walking straight into it, it doesn't look that high to me. That's just something that I read online. Their map doesn't mention anything about it. But they could be referring to all the way to where the marker's at from the trailhead or something. I'm really not sure. It's been relatively flat the whole way out here. So we're about to start climbing and hopefully be on top of the mesa soon. We're making our ascent up the mesa and ran into a little more of that burn area. Looks like it probably low intensity fire. Still a lot of green. Didn't completely wipe everything out. It does wrap around quite a ways. So far it hasn't been too bad, not too steep. So we made it to mile 3. And we're probably 2/3 of the way up the mesa. Hasn't been too bad. It's definitely getting a little steeper. Starting to get some really great views off. I think we're pretty much at the top of the mesa, and it should level off quite a bit. And then we still have a ways of hiking across the top of the mesa to actually reach the high point. I take back what I said about it being a pretty small fire. Once you make it to the top, you can definitely tell that it has burned quite a bit up here. Burned a lot, actually. Not sure how big this fire was, how far it stretched out. I thought it was more toward New Mexico and Colorado, but it definitely burned here. You can start to see a lot of the green grass starting to come back up, tops of the trees. Some of them still alive. Man, a lot of black up here. We've had quite a bit of dealings with fire on this trip. If you haven't seen my previous videos, we started off by driving to Taos to climb Wheeler Mountain, and that didn't happen because Carson National Forest was closed down because of fires. Then we drove to Colorado to do Mount Elbert, and we were able to summit Mount Elbert, but there was also a burn ban there, and so we weren't able to have fires there or cook our food that we brought to cook over a fire. We did have one neighbor who says he didn't realize there was a burn ban, even though there's signs everywhere, and we got back to our campsite, and he had obviously just squirted a bunch of lighter fluid and lit it up because it was pretty raging fire going over his campsite. So we informed him what was going on about that, and the park host came by and talked to him. And then we get here, and it looks like they've had a little experience with fire as well. So when we're hiking across the top of the mesa, you hike back away from the edge, so you can't really see the views. So the views basically are as soon as you get to the top, which were actually pretty cool views. And this is the top of the mesa still, and everything is really burned, but you can definitely see grass and cactus and some of the trees starting to come back a little bit. In some areas everything's completely burnt up. We're getting pretty close to the high point. You can see the marker. Well, we made it. The highest point in Oklahoma, 4,972.97 feet. Olivia's checking out the trail log, the summit register. It's a really cool marker. Shows you how far you are from each state. On the western side, real close to New Mexico. Texas, only 31 miles. Can't wait to be back. Kansas. New York City. Only 1,600 miles. And where we just came from last few days in Colorado, 4.7 miles. They have a really cool summit marker. The mesa actually keeps going up if you head farther west out into New Mexico, and it gets even higher over in Colorado. But for Oklahoma, we're as high as you can go. We walked directly south from the Highpoint, and this is the views off the mesa. This is the opposite side of the way we came up. Really cool view off here. And there you can see some of the black rock. Gives Black Mesa its name. Well, it took us about an hour and 50 minutes to make it up to the top. We spent about 20 or 25 minutes hanging around the marker and checking out the views off the edge of the mesa. And now we are headed back, and we should make it down probably a little quicker than we did on the way up. And then we got about a 9-hour drive back to our house in Texas, and really excited to get back and see our little boys we haven't seen in a week. One last look off the mesa before we start our descent, and it has been super overcast. It got really overcast on our hike up. Little pieces of sun starting to stick through. It's a horny toad. It's only the second one of these that I've ever seen. Pretty cool find out here. Well guys, that's it from the high point of Oklahoma, Black Mesa. And that's it for our high pointing trip this year. We had a lot of fun. Got to do 3 states. Unfortunately didn't get to do New Mexico because of the fires. But we still had a great trip, and we're looking forward to doing it again. Until next time, from the high point of Oklahoma, we'll see you later.